Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow travelers. Obelix here, and today I want to talk to you about the Aragon Parma Galaxy. How y'all doing today? So here is the presentation. A nice hard box all the way around, squishy top leather, but a good solid box. And when we crack the cover, bam, there we go, the Aragon Parma Galaxy. Very nice presentation. Good job, Aragon. You see these nice hinges here, prevent the box from opening too far. Just really well done. Pull it out. Now this is not the strap it comes on. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Pull out the blue pillow. You get the big old instruction book that has basically every watch Aragon sells. Not my favorite way to do it, but hey, what you gonna do? It saves money. And then a please register card and a little silicone for anybody, interested in that. Let's get rid of the case and take a look at the Aragon Galaxy Parma. Now, y'all gonna have to bear with me because the camera hates this watch, let me tell you. With all these little facets in here, it is really hard for the camera to get a good focus on this particular watch. Even taking stills was really challenging, but we'll muddle through and do our best because I do want to show you this piece. And I did tell you this isn't the strap that it came with. This is a strap I put on. This is just black stainless steel mesh. I think it goes well with the piece. It actually comes with these guys right here. Rubber. Nice soft rubber, super thick though. Look how thick that is, my goodness. And it's got these weird metal bars in it. And they're not all identical. Like, see this first bar here? You can see this first bar right there. If you look, you can see a little line on it there where it gets shorter than the rest for whatever unknown reason. I have no clue. You only see it on that one, not on these. Makes no sense to me. It is a double keeper. They're both free float, and it is a branded buckle for those interested. I hate these straps. Never wore it once with this strap because I couldn't stand it. Immediately replaced it with the steel mesh and like that a lot better, and I think it looks a lot better on the watch. I would actually like to replace it again with a steel mesh that has chunkier links, let's call it. This is pretty fine mesh. I would like to see it more of a chainmail kind of. I think that would look really good on this, but I need it in black. I've been able to find it in silver. I haven't found it in black yet, and I want it to stay black because it matches the rest of it. Aragon doesn't say what kind of coating they're using to get the black. I'm assuming it's a PVD, but I could be wrong. They also don't indicate the steel, if it's 316L or what. We have no clue. We're going to assume they didn't list it. It's probably not going to be 316. They are, however, using a Seiko NH35A movement, which is excellent. It's Japanese movement. It is really common. You'll find it in a ton of watches. You'll find the Seiko NH35 movement in watches without a date complication. You'll find the Seiko 35A movement in watches with a date complication. And it is probably one of the most predominant movements in the world, I would bet. That's just me guessing, but I would bet it is. This guy does, because it's using the 35A, does have a date complication down here at the 4 o'clock. So, of course, we have hour, minute, and second hands. The hour and minute hands are these kind of long loops with a cutout in the middle. Kind of interesting. There is loom on this guy. It is... So don't waste your time. It doesn't hold a charge and doesn't look great at all. I will throw a loom shot in, and keep in mind, I'm going to charge it up with this big old boy right here. UV light, it will charge it, but it's not good. Just trust me on that one, okay? So the big thing on this guy is obviously this face. That's the seller right there. All these sparkly sparkles inside of here. Now I have no clue what makes these things up. I don't know if it's little bits of glass or plastic, shiny plastic or what. Whatever it is, it's way down here at the bottom, and then there's a layer of what looks to be like a clear acrylic, perhaps. Again, don't know what it is. Aragon doesn't state. Just taking a wild guess here. But it looks to be something like a clear acrylic poured over the top of that. And you'll actually see, I'll show you a picture of the date complication here, how thick that material is. It's crystal clear, but it sure is thick. And it definitely adds to the weight of this guy. It's no lightweight. It is going to be in Chunky Monkey territory. So we'll pop this guy down on the scale, and we are, oops, let's get this teared out first. No. Please tear yourself. Thank you. Now put Chunky Monkey on here, and we are looking at 7 ounces on this guy. That is a ton. So yeah, absolute Chunky Monkey. Let's get some quick measurements across him with the calipers. And if I can get somewhat centered on a camera here, we're going to go across the short way, and we're looking at about a 48. We're going to go the long way, and we're looking at a 51. And we're going to go lug to lug, and we're looking at a 54. Now it is a little bit thicker than most, so we're going to measure that, and we're looking at a 15 on the thickness. So it's a big piece all the way around. I will tell you, whatever it's coated in, it does not stay clean. You know, I'm constantly having to wipe it down because it definitely shows lots of fingerprints. The crystal they did indicate is K1 crystal, which is good. Remember, K1 sits between mineral glass and sapphire. It's that Goldilocks zone right in the middle for both hardness and scratch resistance. Kind of fits in the middle there. What would I use this guy for? He's kind of he's not a dress watch, but I kind of use him like he was one. He's definitely a looker. People will notice that face, and they will want to ask you about, ooh, what is that? That's interesting. So yeah, definitely anytime you want to be noticed, it's a good piece to wear. Anytime you're going to be out in the daylight, while it is heavy and it is steel, that daylight sparkles off of there, and it is beautiful when it does. So, just kind of times like that. Would I wear it at night? Heck no, the lume is garbo. So, not worth it for nighttime wear. Plus, you don't get any of the sparkles off the face, so what's the point? It is a light environment only. So, outside, outdoors, bright office, if under fluorescence, it's going to look good. But that's going to be about it. Again, bulletproof Seiko movement, so we're fantastic there. It does have a screw-down crown. It is 200 meters water resistant. So you can take this, swimming and diving and all those other things. And it is a 2-position crown, typical Seiko NH35. So you got one for the date and a second for the hands. And it is hackable. You notice that second hand stopped moving when I pulled it out to the second position. So you can set this to the atomic clock if you so choose. And of course, being a Seiko NH35A, it is windable, which I am doing instead of screwing it in for some reason. There we go. So in the event that it has run out of its power reserve, if you let it sit in your watch box for a while and don't have a winder, you can pull it out, loosen that crown up, and give it about 12 turns on the wind. That second hand's going to start spinning and kind of jump start the watch. So you can go ahead and set it, pop it on your wrist, and go on about your day. Speaking of popping it on the wrist, let's go ahead and do so. Watch check of the day is an Android anti-gravity. Now this watch has a special meaning to this watch, which is why I wore it. Aragon, as a watch company, did not always have the name Aragon. They used to be Android. Now you can imagine a certain cell phone operating system manufacturer, Mama Goo, might have a problem with that, and did have a problem with that, and complained very loudly. Android was forced to change their name to Aragon. But you can still find some old Android watches out there. And pick this one up used, but still pretty cool. I wanted a little bit of history from the Aragon company, so there you go. Be quiet, phone. Nobody's talking to you. So review will come on this guy eventually. We'll pop him off and set him to the side. He is a beast of a watch. So first off, let's go your way so you can see it. There you go. Very nice. Let's see if I can get that camera to focus. It's so hard to focus on this guy. With all, it just doesn't know what to focus on. It's just struggling its little heart out. But there you go. There it is your way. Let me put it on my way. And again, this isn't the band that came with it. It's just the one I like with it. And if I could get it, this is really hard to do, this direction. There we go. And it is an absolute wrist filler, as you would expect from a watch this size and this weight. And you can see how thick this guy is on my wrist. I mean, it is big. So if you like little watches, definitely not the one to go with. If you don't like heavy watches on your wrist, definitely not the one to go with. But if you're okay with heavy and big, which I am, and you have a decent size wrist, I have a 7, remember, a little over a 7, it works out very well. So there you go. Pop this guy back off. Really do like it on this mesh bracelet. Just would like to find it with a little bit thicker links. I think would look really nice. So let's talk price on this guy. So he retails on Aragon's site for $350. Again, never pay retail for a watch. You're a crazy person if you do. You can find it out for about $270. I still think that's way too much for this particular piece, especially with the loom being so bad. I was able to pick it up for $150 on the Watch Gang Exchange. I probably still overpaid a little bit for it, but not terrible. It's in that ballpark. So, would I buy it again? Probably not, given the loom being so bad. And I've kind of had my fun with it. Now maybe if I got another strap for it with the larger links, that might add some new life into it. But honestly, I don't wear this guy much. He just kind of sits in my box. I like having him. I've enjoyed having him. I've enjoyed wearing it. But it's just not. It's not something I look for every day. It's not when I wake up and go, you know what, I really want to wear that today. It's more of I see it in the box and I just don't know what else to wear. I'm staring at the box, scratching my head, going, what should I wear today? And then my eyes kind of draw across it, and I'm like, you know what, I want to be outside today, let's go ahead. That's when it gets worn. So it's just kind of in the, it's not in that top tier of must wear it. It's in that mid tier of, I'll wear it if the event arises for it. So I wouldn't look to replace it or anything. So this guy does come in 3 different colors. You can get him in the black, you can get him in kind of a chrome, and you can get him in a gold. And they all have that cool dial in there. There is also a quartz-based variant that isn't going to have that Seiko in it. It's going to be a quartz. And it does have a chronograph on it, so it'll have 3 additional wheels. So if you see the 3 wheels, you know that's the quartz version. If you don't see the three complications that have additional timings on them, then you've got the automatic version. I prefer the automatic. Automatic's never going to run out of battery on you. It's just going to work forever. As long as you're moving, it's timing. So it's always my preference. But there's just some things you can't do with an automatic. If you want a chronograph or whatever, you're going to need to go with a quartz. So they do give you both options. Now the 3 complications on the quartz model do not have the fancy face. I mean, the watch has the fancy face, but they're kind of cut into the face. So a little bit different look. I'll try to throw a picture in here for you. But that's all I've got for the Aragon Parma Galaxy. Pretty darn cool piece. Definitely a head turner. As always, sure do appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me. And till next time, you guys get out there and make some noise. We'll see ya.